Elvan's Essentials. Hi guys, thanks for clicking on this video, and welcome back if you've been here already. Thanks for coming back. Today's video is going to be about natural hair discrimination, but more specifically, just my experiences with my natural hair and discrimination. So I'm going to start from, the most recent experiences, because the most recent was like a month ago from today. And then I'm going to go back to like childhood experiences and stuff like that. And this is not just about discrimination, but it's also just about like how I grew up, like, seeing my hair and what I thought about my hair growing up. Because a lot of the things that I grew up thinking and feeling about my hair wasn't because anyone told me like how to feel, but I think it's my experiences and what I saw as representation in the media, or just like in my everyday, like who I see on an everyday basis. These are the things that kind of shaped how I viewed my hair. And it wasn't until I think it was about 2012 when natural hair started getting really big on YouTube. There was definitely a natural hair movement, and when I noticed it, it was about 2012, and I was 12 around that time. So I'm grateful to have suggested videos come up to me about my hair and see other Black women with long hair. Like, YouTube was the first time that I've seen Black women actually growing long hair. Like, I used to think that was not possible, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought that wasn't possible because it wasn't the norm for a Black girl to have long hair. Or even if it was, I didn't see it. It wasn't presented to me until YouTube. I'm gonna start off with this most recent story. I was at work. My manager she called my name. She was like, Elvan. And then I was just like, I turned around like, yeah, but she was really far away. So she came closer to me so she could tell me whatever she was going to tell me. And once she got closer and I turned around, she was just like, whoa. She was so stunned. You should have seen the look on her face. But like, she took a whole pause to say like, your hair is different. Whoa. I was just kind of taken back, but I didn't really say anything because I didn't really know what to say. I was just like, yeah. But later on, like, as I kept replaying that moment in my head, I started to think, like, what does she mean? Does she mean it's different than what she saw me, how she saw me wear my hair last? Or is it different than her hair? What is she saying? Because coming up to me and saying your hair, it's different, and then having such a long pause that you had to like think about why you came over to talk to me in the first place, because she had to like take a while to remember what she was even going to say when she walked up to me. So I was just kind of like, okay, that's not a compliment. Like, saying it's different is not a compliment. And I know my hair is different. Our hair is different than any other group of people. My hair shrinks up even more than this, bigger than this. I was gonna say crazier, but I'm trying not to use those kind of words about my hair. That was the most recent thing. As I kept replaying it in my head, I was just like, what does she mean by that? I didn't think she was like trying to pick on me or like trying to be mean or anything, but to me, it just goes to show how her, with her straight hair, she saw herself as like the center, and then everybody else that doesn't have straight hair as like other. I felt othered by her because you, with your straight hair, are talking to me and saying that I'm different. But like, I don't really know how to explain it. I just felt like, okay, like, I can see how you can look at my hair and be like, wow, like that's different. And not even like she wasn't saying like, oh, like I like your hair, like it's different. No, she was just like, it's different. Like the way she said it too. And putting myself in her shoes, like if I was her complexion, her race, and had her straight hair, like seeing myself represented everywhere on ads, everything, like Barbie dolls, instruction booklets, magazines, like even emojis. Well, I guess they were yellow, but we just started getting emojis with curly hair. You know what I mean? So I can see how she kind of saw herself as the center, and everybody else that doesn't fall into that category of straight or very loosely waved hair as like different. But I still don't like the way that she approached me. Moving on, another experience that I had, I'm just gonna go way back to childhood. This is before kindergarten. Okay, so in pre-K, my mom braided my hair. She twisted my hair. She had the little bubbles. It was like probably parted into like 8 sections with bubbles and twists with like something at the end to hold it, like a clip or something. You know, the typical black child hairstyle. So that was how my hair was looking, but I didn't like it. Now looking back, it was a great protective style. It was great to keep my hair tamed and moisturized. It was a great style, but I didn't want my hair like that. I wanted it to be straight. I wanted my hair to be straight so badly. So after she twisted my hair and I went to school, it wasn't until like midday where I started like, I don't know what prompted me to say I want to unloose my hair, but I started unloosing my hair. Something prompted me to want to take out the twist that was in my hair. And so I did. I unloosed my hair, took all the clips out, all of that. And me not knowing my hair and being familiar with my hair at such a young age, of course, I'm not doing my own hair. I just envisioned that once I took out these twists, they were gonna fall straight and flow down to my head and silky and just where I can just brush it like this. I really thought that when I unloosed my hair, it was gonna be like that. But no, of course it wasn't. When I took my hair out of the braids and twists, my hair was in a complete afro. It was big. This happened right before story time where every kid in the class would come in the circle and crisscross applesauce on the carpet. And because I love story time so much, I always sat in the front because I wanted to see all the pictures. I didn't want to miss anything. So like always, I sat in the front. Before we even got to open up the book, the teacher noticed my hair. I was in the front row and she told me, you need to move to the back of the classroom because your hair is distracting the other kids and I don't want anyone else to be distracted. She was basically saying that people couldn't see behind me. I don't remember exactly how my hair looked when I took it out, but I'm guessing it was all up here and everywhere because she said people behind me couldn't see, but mind you, we didn't really even start reading the book yet, so like it's not like people were complaining that they couldn't see. She just said that you need to move to the back of the classroom because your hair is like ruining this whole get together circle thing. It was just in the way, a distraction. To be less noticed, she wanted me to move to the back. So as a 4-year-old child, of course I'm going to listen to my teacher. And I don't remember if I thought anything was wrong with what she said. Maybe I like agreed with her, like, yeah, my hair is a distraction. I should go to the back of the classroom. But I know that while I had to like move to the back and all the kids were looking at me move to the back, I had to pack up and go to the back. And so that probably took about like a good minute. And I could imagine that the kids were staring at me as I went to the back. But I know that I felt ashamed and embarrassed. And it was all about my hair. I think I put a hat on like after I went to the back, I didn't just go to the back and like rock whatever I was wearing like I was. No, I put a hat on to make it flat. And I was in the back. And I was just sad for the rest of the day. That really made me like emotional. So, tell me what you guys think about that story. That was one of my most prominent memories of pre-K, so even though I was young, I still remember the feelings that I felt, and I remember the situation that happened around my hair. I want to move on to like a different segment, I guess you can say. The first part of this video was other people's thoughts about my hair, but now I want to talk more about my thoughts about my own hair growing up as a child and even now. So when I was young, I remember, well, the first thing that comes to mind is it was my 8th birthday, and one of my older cousins promised me like months before my birthday got there that she was gonna straighten my hair for my birthday. And to me, that was the best thing because I didn't care about any other present or singing happy birthday, anything. The only reason why I was looking forward to my birthday is because I was looking forward to straightening my hair. I didn't care about anything else. And on my birthday, something happened and she said she couldn't straighten my hair. That just, like, I had a meltdown. Imagine, and I was only 8, like crying just because you can't have your hair straight. And yeah, that just goes to show, like, I did not feel comfortable with my hair. I wanted my hair to be straight desperately, so bad. More than just seeing the other kids at school have their hair like that, I think a lot of it was my Barbie dolls. Because up until that age, I was playing with my Barbie dolls, and like the main reason why I liked Barbie dolls is because I got to play in their hair, because that's the only way I really played with them. And I was kind of not confused, but I guess I was kind of jealous of my Barbie dolls because I couldn't brush my hair like I brushed my Barbie doll's hair, and I just, for some reason, I just wanted my hair to be straight. Like, I even remember crying. This was a different day than my birthday, but I was crying in the mirror and doing this to my hair. Like, I would do this, like, you know, like when you're young and sometimes you might like do something like stuff your shirt with tissue paper to act like you have boobs or something. Like, I would do that too, but I would put my hair flat like this and just walk and just be in the mirror like this, pretending that my hair was flat. I was doing whatever I can do to just flatten my hair, and then I would smile and just look at myself and imagine myself with straight hair. And then I would let go, it would go back up, and I wouldn't feel the same. Like, I wouldn't feel like I could smile. Many of you guys are probably thinking like, you were 8 and you were crying because you couldn't straighten your hair. Well, when I was 8, I had a relaxer, so my hair was already straight. Because a lot of people that had relaxers has had them since a very young age. Like 4 is the youngest that I've heard, but that just sounds crazy to me that we put chemicals in our hair at that young of an age. But a lot of people have done that. Thankfully, my mom said that she experimented with relaxers and it broke off her hair. So for me, she did not want to have a relaxer put in my hair ever. I was allowed to wear my hair straight, and so yeah, I was upset that I couldn't have my hair straight that day. So let me just go back. This was in middle school, and I straightened my hair every single day, like probably twice a day. Like, you know that I had heat damage. I had severe heat damage. So I decided that I needed something a little bit more permanent. And I don't think anybody really in my family knows this, but because one of my friends, her name is Denicia, but I mean, I don't really know her anymore, but at the time in middle school, her mom was a hairdresser. And when I used to go to her house, I would see these big tubs of relaxers. I took a little Ziploc bag and I scooped as much relaxer as I could in that bag. And when I went home, I relaxed my hair. That was the only time that I ever got a relaxer because I wasn't smart enough to know that your hair grows, and once your hair grows, you would have to get it again. I went out of my way to sneak and hide. It just shows how desperate I was to have my hair straight. My hair was completely damaged after that. I think after that is actually when one side of my hair started breaking off more than the other side, so it was like very noticeable. It was after I relaxed my hair that I started being even more curious about my hair because I would be able to compare the different textures. I was comparing my texturized hair to the new hair growing on my scalp, and just comparing the two textures made me more curious about my hair even more. So I came across transition videos because I think in 2012 that was like the most popular videos because in order to go natural you either had to big chop or transition, and a lot of people were going natural at that time and not necessarily being brave enough to just start all over, so they were transitioning. And when I finally got my hair cut by my aunt, that's when I started taking better care of my hair. Even after I had no more relaxer in my hair, I still thought straight hair looked better on me. I still thought like I needed to have my hair straight. Going to interviews. Up until this day, I have never been to an interview without my hair straight or sleeked back in a bun, like slicked back with a whole bunch of gel in a tight bun to where you can't really even see my texture. That is how I have gone to interviews, just because I've been taught, and now I'm finally rethinking it and like kind of reteaching myself, but I've been taught to think that, or even we've been taught to think that that is professional. For the longest time, I agreed with the idea that straight hair is more professional. When I look at my hair and I look at the PowerPoints they taught us in high school of how you should dress to go to an interview, they would tell us the blazers, the shoes, the appropriate clothing that you would have to wear. But on top of having to worry about my outfit, I was more concerned about what am I going to do with my hair. And compared to the pictures that they showed in the PowerPoint, which were all women with straight hair, I mean, they said you could wear your hair down and that's professional. But I kind of had to like think to myself, well, if I wear my hair down just like this, like it's not going to look like that. So this just must not be professional. People have kind of taken advantage of the fact that we have the versatility to straighten our hair and wear it curly, because they can say like, you need to make your hair look like this. Like if we couldn't straighten our hair at all or wear weaves or anything, or even if we refused to, people wouldn't be able to have that expectation. Another thing that I want to mention is being a black girl and having a mixed best friend. My best friend is beautiful. She is a great best friend and I love her. We've been friends since 3rd grade. I think it was probably 5th grade when we went to Florida on vacation. And really just anywhere we went, she would get a lot of compliments. And I mean, it was understandable because she's definitely beautiful. But after a while, I mean, and she would get compliments on her hair too. She has very loosely textured hair, very curly and spirally, like curls that spiral. I would say like a 3B. Around that time, I was wearing my hair natural because, I mean, we were on vacation, going to the pool, going to the beach. So my hair was wet, and while we would be walking around, it would just be air drying. And her hair would be doing the same thing. But I noticed that she got like so many compliments on her hair, and people were just in awe and just like adoring her hair, and rightfully so because her hair is beautiful. But being right next to her and being her best friend and not getting the same kind of attention about my hair kind of told me that having hair that was not straight is also beautiful. Like, because before I would think that only straight hair was beautiful. But after having a mixed best friend and seeing how much compliments she would get on her hair, that made me think, so having not texture hair is also beautiful. But still, my hair is not beautiful. Like, that's kind of how I did the math in my head. I'm not saying that she only got compliments because she's mixed, but she did attract a lot of attention. But once you're racially ambiguous, most people are curious to find out what your ethnicity is. And so, because of that, she got a lot of attention and also a lot of compliments on her hair. And I was right next to her and I was not getting the same compliments. But of course, I'm not going to be jealous because that's my best friend and she deserved those compliments because she is beautiful. But when we're talking about my hair and how, like, experiences that I've had that shaped the way I view my hair, having a mixed best friend is one of those experiences. So another thing, she often wore her hair curly. Like, growing up, I wore my hair straight because I was like, my hair is needs to be tamed. So yeah, I wore my hair straight a lot and she wore her hair curly a lot in its natural state. And we would have lots of sleepovers. Of course, like, having sleepovers, I got to see what she did with her hair. And it was my first time, even before YouTube, it was my first time seeing a girl with non-straight hair doing their hair. She would put lots of mousse in it to hold the curls and and lots of conditioner, basically wash and goes. But from a young age, I saw how she was able to manage her hair. And she actually did my hair too, the same way that she did her hair. And this was the first time where I actually experimented with wearing my own natural hair out and curly the way that she did, even though we have different curls. After doing that is when I started really trying to discover my hair because I was like, she wears her hair in its natural state and it's not straight. So I should be able to do the same thing even though my curls are not exactly like hers. But because we have different textures, what she did on my hair did not work for my hair because the mousse just didn't hold well enough. I need something more like a gel or a cream. But of course, she didn't know that and I didn't know that either. So I just went back to wearing my hair straight, and it wasn't until YouTube when I got on here and learned how to do my hair, watching people that had my texture hair, is when I really felt comfortable doing my hair, wearing my hair natural to school. And I feel like it was something that a lot of girls my age in middle school were doing, and especially like in ninth grade, early high school. But it was kind of like a secret because I would see girls come to school with braid outs and twist outs and stuff like that. And it's almost like they wanted to make it seem like that was their natural curl pattern. Like, this is a twist out and this is not my natural curl pattern. Like, this is the shape of the twist that I took out of it. I feel like every black girl in ninth grade, 8th grade were watching YouTube videos on how to do their natural hair because they were coming to school in the hairstyles that people on YouTube were just like teaching. And so people would come to school in the braid outs and the twist outs. But I feel like amongst each other, even though we had the same kind of hair, we weren't talking about our hair because we kind of wanted to keep the information secret, even though we were all watching the same things, but we just didn't really know. But it's almost like everybody wanted to keep what they were doing a secret because they wanted to make it seem like it was their natural curl pattern. And it was their natural hair. So, like, looking back, we should have all been like talking about it, like, what are you watching, who's your favorite YouTuber, what are you learning, and stuff like that. But instead we were kind of in the dark about what we were doing to our hair because we were doing twist outs that we wanted to be our natural curl pattern because it was looser, but because it wasn't our natural curl pattern and we were trying to make it seem like it was, we weren't really communicating amongst each other until later on, like now, today. So yeah, that is pretty much all that I had to share. Let me think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, another thing. When I was younger and I did start to wear my hair natural, I noticed that I would only really be comfortable wearing it in its natural state when it was up in a ponytail. Like, I would be wearing my hair naturally kinky and curly like how it grows out of my scalp, but I wasn't comfortable enough to wear it down. Like, I would put it in a nice puff, a nice low ponytail, something like that, but I never just wore my hair out unless I was just having like a great hair day. Even after I discovered this natural hair community with people that taught me how to do my hair and love my hair, it was still hard for me to love my hair. So I say all of this to say, like, just to share my experiences and also for us to look more at what we think is beautiful, not just our hair, but even features, everything like that. Let's examine what we think is beautiful and then ask ourselves, why do we think that's beautiful? Because nobody told me your hair is ugly and your hair needs to be straight in order for it to be beautiful. No one said that directly, but there's all these subconscious things, especially representation is probably one of the biggest things. Not seeing someone that had my hair, looking at the news or looking at adults look at the news and seeing that every person that had a same complexion as me still made their hair straight, still didn't wear it in its natural state. So that told me that it wasn't acceptable. Like, no one told me that, but observing, there's things that you can observe that relays a message, and that is the message that I got, that my hair isn't beautiful. And even till this day, I mean, I love my hair and I think it's beautiful. This is probably the most confident I've been about my natural hair, but it's like I'm an adult now, and why couldn't I have thought this way about my hair since I was young? Like, it shouldn't have had to be this whole big thing. And I think it's like that just because what beauty is in America, and I think pretty much every country has this Eurocentric standards. Like, a lot of colonized countries and islands also have this Eurocentric standard of beauty because their colonizers were European with straight noses and straight hair. I mean, I'm just generalizing, but pretty much everywhere around the world, people want lighter skin and people want to look a certain way. So now I'm at a point where I'm just looking at why and kind of trying to reverse those standards and those ideals for myself, at least. So yeah, I love talking to you guys. I hope you guys got something from this video, and if you made it this far, I'm pretty sure you did. And thank you for watching. And comment down below your experiences. I want to know, even if you didn't have a bad discrimination experience, good for you, but I want to know, like, what were your thoughts about your hair growing up? Did you love your hair from a young age? Did you hate your hair from a young age, somewhere in between? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Elvan's Essentials.